Pregame, yeah, yeah. Pull up to the pregame. Pull up, pull up, pull up, pull up. Hey, hey. Pull up to the pregame, yeah, yeah. Pull up to the pregame. Pull up, pull up, pull up, pull up. Hey, hey. Catch a vibe.
What's up, everybody? Welcome back. Welcome back to another episode of the Pregame Podcast. We lit, we live, and while y'all at it, make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. Welcome back to another episode. Shy, how you feeling today, my boy?
I'm good, bro. How's everything going?
Everything's good, bro. No complaints my way, man. It's good to be back in the building. A lot has happened this week. If you all new here, you already know what I'm about to say. We always start off with what you're pulling up with this week. If you're new, if you're not new here, you know what I'm about to say. But if you are new here, basically what we mean by that is we just want to see how your week was. So if you remember, if you ever been to a pregame, you never come to the pregame empty-handed unless you're Vashti, who she always pulls up with just herself. Speaking of Vashti, she is actually out of state. She's doing the March Madness, and this is probably one of her busy times. So she said, "Hey, I can't be there, but please give everybody my love. I'll be back." I think she's gonna be going for the next 2 weeks. Shai, so do we need to bring in the guests, or are we rocking? Me and you rocking? What should we do?
It don't matter, bro. Whatever you want to do. The vibes is vibing. Let's vibe out.
Hey, if the vibe is vibing, we can definitely do it. But we'll talk about it and figure it out. But yeah. So shout out to Vashti. I'm not sure where she is, where in the world is Vashti, but she is definitely at one of those March Madness, wherever Duke is, probably in North Carolina.
So
wherever they are.
Place to be. It's a good place to be.
Hey, man, look, have you caught any games yet?
Yeah, I've been watching all day, bro. It's been crazy. My bracket already trashed. Shout out to Louisville. They just got off to a rough start. First game is just terrible. Clemson, ACC trash. Just Clemson's trash. They got destroyed by 12 seed. They came back and made it respectable.
Mm-hmm.
It's been great, man. The game, I love this time of year, man. So
It's
March
fun.
Madness is dope. It's been great, man.
Yeah, it's been dope, man. That Clemson game was wild. McNeese State came back and won. First they were up by like 20, and they came back. Clemson came back, but McNeese State won 69-67. And that coach is going to be the NC State coach now. So it's be interesting. He's going to whoop up on Clemson again.
He got his first ACC dub right there too.
Facts.
They tore them up too.
Hey,
man.
bro,
It made it way closer.
Agreed.
Yeah, they destroyed them, bro.
Absolutely, man. So shout out to everybody that's pulling up already. I see Daniel say he's pulling up with hope and excitement for the draft. Hey, man, we're pulling up with something for the draft, man. I don't know. It's a lot of talk around there. We're going to get into a little bit about the draft and stuff later on today. But shout out to you, Daniel. My pops, so he said pulling up with the fire. Look, bro, what you pulling up with? Shot before I go.
Man, it's excitement right now, man. It's a great time in sports. You got March Madness. We talked about that a little bit. I got to see. I went to the ACC championship game, Duke Louisville, this past weekend. That was dope. You got the draft coming up. It's just a good time, man. I know we don't have football right now, but the sports across the board is exciting. So yeah, man, I'm excited.
Right. This is a time where you can just cut on anything. You can't be bored. There's always something on for everybody. You know what I'm saying? Like if you're a baseball fan, opening day, I think that was they did that in China, I want to say. But that's around the corner. You got a whole bunch of basketball. If you like NBA, you got NBA too. So look, bro, it's sports everywhere. You cannot be bored. For me, bro, I'm pulling up on E today, dog. I'm tired. I'm not even gonna hold you, bro.
Pulling up on E is crazy.
I'm pulling up on E. Gas tank on E, but all energy drinks on me. I had to get an energy drink, dog. My youngest, he's 2, and he decided to have a party last night from 3 to 6, bro. He would not go to sleep.
He invited you to the party.
He invited my wife first. She had about 4 to 5, and then I had 5 to 6.
Bruh, 4 to 6. I don't.
Whatever that. Yeah, it was.
I don't miss that at all, bro. That's why I never hit that reset button to have one more. I do not miss those times at all, bro.
Hey, bro,
I'm about empty nested, so I'm cool.
I feel that, bro. You know what I'm saying? You got your girl's cooking for you now. You know what I'm saying? Like it's different. It's different
smelling
now.
like grease down there. I don't know what she making right now. She got something deep frying something. I don't know what she'll make something out of nothing, bro. Wow.
You gotta love it, dog. You gotta love it. So yeah, I'm pulling up you. So I'm feeding off y'all energy today. As always, make sure y'all like, comment, subscribe. It's the free way to show support to the podcast and to allow other pre-gamers to come pop up with us and hang out with us. So you already know, gang.
Hey, say gang.
We love y'all. We appreciate y'all. All right. So we're gonna start off with some pregame reacts. If you're new here, pregame reacts is something I always do where Shad doesn't know what I'm about to show. He doesn't know what I'm about to show, but we have to react to this particular thing. All right, so the first one I want to do, let me see, which one? All right, Shad, is this knockout of the year? Let's get into it. Shad, is that knockout of the year, dog?
It's the sweat, bro. That sweat just that's crazy, bro. That's them kicks, man. You gotta be careful, bro. Them kicks be wild.
Here's my
sweat beads.
Here's my question for you though, bro. Would you rather do Muay Thai like this, or would you rather get knocked out like this, or get knocked out from boxing, bro? If you had to, we do would you rather's.
Nah, bro. I'm not. The kicks is crazy, bro. A foot to the face. That's a lot more power, bro. That's where the most your muscles are in your leg. Your strongest muscles are in your legs, right? So I'm not messing with the legs, bro. If you gonna swing on me, cool. I'll just eat that, and I just have to be out. But the legs, the kicks, nah, I can't rock with that, man. Knock me out with a punch.
Hey, facts, bro. Facts. You are not gonna knock me out with, bro. This somebody said, "Is he dead?" Bro, that is when I first saw this, bro. I was like, "Yo, I already know." Shad gonna make the stank face when that, bro. That like his head hit
I'm trying to see how I'm trying to see the angle in which he caught, like the foot, bro. He probably got a footprint on his face, B.
Hey, bro, look, you know what I'm about to say, bro. Hold on, where is it? Looking for it. Yeah, okay. Oh, here it is. You know what we about to do? Review the film. Bro, slow it down.
Yeah, you gotta slow it down. You gotta slow it down, bro.
Slow it down.
I'm trying to see how flush did he catch him? Like, cause I mean, was it to the cheek, bro, or was it to the chin? I need to see.
First off, he played him like he timed him up. You know what I'm saying? It was chestnut checker. So he double tap. You know what I'm saying? Okay, I see what you're gonna do. You think I'm gonna do that? Okay, bet. Spin. He not even ready. He lifts up his leg. Oof.
Ooh, yeah, he kind of
right to the
bro. I don't think you could you can't practice that better, bro. Like he can't do that again.
Bro, you know they say,
straight
bro,
to the cheek, bro.
The worst kicks or the worst punches is the ones you don't see coming, dog.
You can't see it, yep.
Bro,
facts.
Look, bro. Take me to the king. Bro, what? Look.
Right.
Boom. Bro, truth is I'm tired. Bro, he is gone. Hey, that might be that's probably one of the top knockouts I've seen, dog. I'm not even gonna hold you, bro. Chat, what do y'all think? Somebody said, and feet are nasty. Fact. I don't want no, but
they are nasty. Yeah, fungus all up in my cheek,
all that, bro. Corns, you know what I'm saying? He took his socks off. He didn't get in. Bro, it's a lot. I ain't got time for that, bro. All right, bro. You remember that time that you and Shad was talking about? Not you and Shad. You and Dave were talking about y'all were going to race. Y'all was gonna do the 40.
Yeah.
Let me show y'all why y'all shouldn't do that, bro. Look at this. You seen this clip? Oh,
no. Who is
Blown Hammy. So this guy is he's actually a bro, this trying to crack me up every time I watch it, dog. He is actually a trainer. So he actually trains people. He's probably like a former track star. You can tell like by the the pepper, the salt and pepper beard.
Yeah.
That he's a little seasoned. He's a little seasoned. But he knew what he was doing. He knew what he was doing.
He got off to a great start. If you review the film,
let's go.
He's got a great start. Like, bro, look at it. Look at that. Look at his form.
Yes.
Yeah.
But you know, like the old country song say, bro, you got to know when to hold them and know when to fold them. Know when to walk away, bro. Right here. Ricky, bow, right there.
Shot. Yeah, somebody just popped him.
So the funny part about this video, bro, is they interviewed him afterwards, and he said that he felt and heard his hammy pop. He said, luckily it's not torn. He's okay. But this was just such a hilarious video, bro. Could you imagine, bro? Like at this point in time, like what do you? It's on film. Will you retire, or are you just like, hey, I'm not running no more? Like what you doing?
Yeah,
dog?
and I'm retired for training people too, man. What I look like training people looking like that, bro. Taking the L like that. I gotta retire from everything.
Not
I can't
everything,
train
dog.
nobody, bro. I gotta find a new occupation. I gotta find. Can I teach baseball now? I gotta do something else, bro.
Bro, have you ever pulled a hammy before?
Nah, I've never pulled like for real, like had no real. And the most major injury I've had was I broke my elbow. That was a long time ago.
Okay.
I haven't done anything too crazy.
Dog, I pulled a hammy before playing flag football. This was so my fraternity. I mean, Alpha Phi Fraternity Incorporated. We do what we used to do during homecoming, a big annual flag football game, right? And so it'd be some of the old heads, new heads. We had a whole draft. We used to do our own little Mel Kiper, Todd McShay draft order of who we think is gonna get drafted. We had like it was a big thing, right? So we played, and I ain't gonna hold you, bro. I'm not even gonna cap. I was number one wide receiver, bro. I was cooking out there. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
So we this is the last time I played too. So I'm a few years removed from college, and hit somebody with a nice double, and then a post inside. They threw it. I had it. I'm running to the sideline. Next, bow. I just feel it, bro. It's the worst feeling in the world, dog. And this was the first day of homecoming. We still got a whole bunch of parties and everything to do for the rest of the weekend. So I'm limping the whole weekend, dog. The whole weekend. It was horrible. Absolutely horrible.
That's terrible.
That's when I knew it's like, all right, it's time to let it go. It's time to let it go. All right, dunk of the year.
Stewart on the receiving end.
Dunk of the year. What do you think?
I ain't seen my boy Zion in a minute, bro. Like I know he's been dealing with the weight and all that. I'm really been checking for him. That's dope. I mean, that's expected from him if he still got the athleticism. So I don't know. I haven't seen too many dunks the entire year, to be honest with you. So I don't know what to compare it to.
So I'll say this. This is definitely not dunk of the year. I think we've reviewed some on pregame of some other fire dunks that have happened this year.
We did.
Like Zion on Wemby was crazy, right? This one, the reason I put it on here because I'm not one to always talk about players I don't like and just be vocal, but I cannot stand Isaiah Stewart from the Pistons. Somebody, he for me is somebody who wants to be big and bad. He's the same one that tried to charge LeBron a few years back, and then he tried.
Hey, did he pull up on? Did he pull up on Curry? Yeah.
The one he bumped Curry, like he just always trying stuff, and I don't even know if he start. Like Isaiah Stewart always trying something, bro. And so for him to get dunked on like that, I thought it was absolutely hilarious. But then also Zion is, I want him to do so well. He has so much hype. And I don't know if he is really, truly living up to what he could be. Now, this is probably...
He's definitely not.
Yeah.
He's definitely not living up to the hype he had coming out of high school and then going to Duke. And then he's definitely not living up to that due to, I don't know if it's the weight or whatever, but he can't. I don't think it's possible to live up to the hype he had, bro.
I don't know, bro. It was the most hype before Wemby came. It was the most hype since LeBron. And so everybody was saying, like, he's a second coming. And I don't know, bro. Like he was more focused on off the court things than on the court.
Oh yeah, he was. So he got some things done off the court. You know what I mean? So, he probably got more done off the court than he did on the court. But it is what it is.
It is what it is. You know what I'm saying? Who am I to judge? But hopefully, this is probably some of the best shape I've seen him in a very long time. So hopefully he's on the up and up. We'll see, but I just want to show that because I don't like Isaiah Stewart. All right, man, let's get into some football stuff. So I got two more reactions for you. The first one is about Dallas. I'm not sure if you heard this particular clip here, but we'll talk about it.
Dallas is my home. I made my home there. My family lives there. I'm forever going to be there, but, I know for sure I'm not going to win a Super Bowl there, so... Yeah. We here.
DeMarcus Lawrence, welcome to the Seahawks. Thanks for joining us.
So this was interesting, right? Because DeMarcus Lawrence got a deal with Seattle Seahawks. They just asked him about his time at Dallas, and he comes out blatantly and was just like, "I left Dallas because I know I'm going to win a championship there." The reporter gets quiet and was just looking like, "Yeah, I said it." And then him and Michael Parsons got into a nice little Twitter feud, if you will, basically saying like, this some clown stuff. This is why. And then DeMarcus Lawrence was like, "Oh, this is why I left, because you should be focusing on getting better and winning versus being on your podcast." And so they went back and forth. One thing I'm noticing, a lot of people, Shad, are becoming a little bit more vocal in terms of their situations or their experience with other teams after they leave. WL for you, bro, is this something that you would want more players to do, or is it kind of like, hey, you should keep quiet and just focus in on where you are currently?
Lo, you hear that? Listen, you hear? That's called no lies detected. That's what that is. Yo, he's not gonna win a Super Bowl with Dallas, bro. He told the truth. Do we expect players to get up here and lie, or do we want them to tell the truth? Like, he told the truth. And if Micah Parsons got offended with that, then prove him wrong. Go out there and win a Super Bowl, right? Don't go up there and get mad and get on Twitter and say, "Oh, that's why." Bro, he spoke his truth from his perspective. You can't tell him how to feel.
Facts.
And so I support this 1000%. Speak your truth, because guess what? If you don't say it, then somebody else is going to speak for you.
Mm-hmm.
So go out there. All the players, this is to all the players, man. Speak your truth, create your narrative, and don't let anybody create it for you. So I support this 1000%.
Yeah. And I think the reason that I didn't have an issue with it was the fact that he didn't call out any players. He didn't say when I'm going to win the championship because of X, Y, and Z player. He's talking about the organization. We all know, everybody has their feelings about Jerry Richardson and not Jerry Richardson, Jerry Jones and what he has done over there. I'm not a big fan of Jerry Jones. I don't like the way he runs the organization, and a lot of people are starting to come out. Jordan Lewis came out and said something like, "Oh, he didn't lie, this, that, and the third." And then also, I think it was either Joe Person or David Newton asked Rico Dowdle about this. I'm not sure if you saw the press conference, but he asked him about what DeMarcus Lawrence thought about what DeMarcus Lawrence said. He was basically saying, like, I'm not getting in it. My name Bennett, and I ain't in it, but I don't agree nor disagree. So he was trying to be careful, but I mean, look, a lot of players are leaving unless you are Dak, CD, and potentially Micah, because they're getting paid.
Get your money, bro.
Get your money.
Get your money, man. Get your money and do what you got to do. If you're not happy where you are, then find somewhere else to go, man. Like, it is what it is. Control your space, man.
Facts.
Control your narrative. That's what it's all about.
Facts. All right, man. Last one. This is a very interesting piece, and it's going to lead right into our next conversation. So let's watch this clip real quick.
I don't know. That's a good question. I mean, you cool. It depends. You know, you might want to work out with them. You know, but then again, I'm doing it to steal their moves, if I'm being honest. I'm not here to be your friend. I'm here to come take your moves and add it to mine so I can be better. You know what I'm saying? Like, but... I don't know. Overstood, though. Overstood.
So the question was, like, you know, what is your idea of working out with other wide receivers? And Jamar was like, bro, if I'm working out with you, I'm not working out because we best buds. I'm here to take your moves. Shad, we've seen a lot of different players say that they don't like working out with other people, but then we see a lot of players who do work out, you know, with their friends from other teams, bro. So my question for you is, if you were a wide receiver or if you were a player, do you agree with what Jamar is saying, or would you actually say, you know what, I'm gonna work out with X different players from the league?
Yeah, so I look at it like this, man. Even in life, you always going to put yourself in position to succeed, right? So you always got to put yourself around with people with like minds and where you want to go. Like, I'm always going to try to put myself around people that can help me get better, right? So if that's the case for Jamar, hey, then rock out, bro. Go out there and get with the best and top, your best buddies. It's going to make you better. Iron sharpens iron. Do what you got to do. I'm not going to hate on him for doing that or think it's wrong. No,
Facts.
whatever going to make you better. It's obviously working out for him. So we can't say we can't say that it don't work. He got the bag and probably one of the best receivers in the league. So whatever you got to do, maybe more people should do it. The people that are saying that, hey, I don't rock with that or I'm not doing that.
Yeah.
Hey, maybe you should.
Hey, I agree, bro. This is how I feel about it, man. If I want to continue, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. You know what I'm saying? So if Jamar Chase is the type of person that does not train with other people, he trained by himself. He's arguably one of the best, if not the best, wide receiver in the NFL. And if he has not been working out with anybody and he continues to progress, I mean, he was a Triple Crown winner last year, right? He led the league in in the 3 categories, right? Then I don't need to train with you. I'm not going to mess up the process that I do have. However, if I am an up and coming rookie, right, receiver, or hey, I want to add this repertoire to my game, and I know that a Justin Jefferson or a T. Higgins, I've developed a relationship with them, and I know that they're good at what I'm weak at, then yes, I am going there to learn something from them, right? And he likes to, I'm here. I'm not here to just buddy and just hang out with you. I'm here to take your moves and get better than you. So I thought that was very interesting. I don't know what they do, but I've seen a lot of people come out and start to say something like this where, hey, I either train by myself, I don't train with y'all, train with other people, or I'm training with you to take your moves so that I can add it to my bag. We'll see what happens moving forward, but that leads into my next thing. We're going to get into T. Higgins and Jamar Chase's deal right here. So let's get into it. All right, so a lot has happened recently with the Cincinnati Bengals. Jamar Chase and T. Higgins secured deals by Rocky, who is their agent. They had the same agent, which we should have known. We, as in Panthers fans, should have known when T. Higgins got that. He changed agents over the offseason. We should have saw the writing on the wall that he wasn't going anywhere, because that agent is honestly the winner out of all this, because not only did you secure the biggest contract in the history of the NFL with Jamar Chase, you got T. Higgins paid too, right? So Jamar Chase gets a huge deal. He's about 44 mil a year is what he's got. And then T. Higgins got 30 mil fully guaranteed at signing. My question to you, Shad, and I'm going to answer it as well. Did T. Higgins leave bread on the table with staying with Cincinnati? Yes or no?
The answer is yes, but the problem with that is I don't think it was his choice to leave the money on the table, right? The problem is that the Bengals had all of the leverage. They franchise tagged him, whatever. So he could only do so much. He could have held out. That probably would have cost him some money. So I think that he kind of took basically what the Bengals were given, just because I'm not saying that was his only option, because he could have forced his way out. But I think he took what made him comfortable, right? And I say this all the time, bro, money ain't everybody's motivation. I know it's easy to say that. Like, it's easy to say, hey, bro, I'm going to go bag chasing and just go get the biggest bag.
Mm-hmm.
But maybe he truly rocks with Burrow and Jamar Chase, and he rocks with everybody. Maybe he likes Cincinnati. Maybe he got family. I don't know. I don't know his personal decisions, but there's got to be something other than the money that motivated him to stay in Cincinnati, because I do think he left some money on it. There would have been another team that could have thrown a huge bag at him to make him close to paid to what Jamar Chase got.
Yeah, I mean, I think that he would definitely left a lot of bread on the table, but I think it goes back to what we named last week's podcast. Everybody has a price, right? And his price, I think he wanted to stay. I think he wanted to stay with Burrow. I think him and Jamar were really close. I think they're really good tandem, one of the top best duo wide receivers in the league. And I think he wanted to stay. And that writing was on the wall when he got that agent. When he got Jamar Chase's agent, that showed that he was going to stay in Cincinnati. And I thought it was really good leverage. And I think you mentioned Cincinnati had all the leverage. I don't know. I think once he signed with his agent, I think that leverage went back to that agent, because they really wanted to make sure Jamar Chase got paid. And there have been reports that have come out to say that the agent came out and said, it's not going to be one or the other. Both deals had to be done at the same time. And that's the leverage where he knew he was going to get a deal and not have to pay on that franchise tag. But at the same time, I think T missed out a bit because your agent's with arguably the best wide receiver in the league, Triple Crown winner.
Yeah.
So he's going to get his value plus tax, and you're going to have to lose a little bit about that. So maybe he'll get it back in sponsorships and all those different things. But it's very interesting to see how that was. Somebody who loves to play, we love to play GM, right? We like to see the ins and outs of it. Do you think this was a good move for the Bengals to be able to pay both of these? And now like over $100 and something million for 3 players. I think I looked it up, 44% of their cap space is in 3 players. And you still have to pay Trey Hendrickson, who was coming off a 17.5 sack year again.
Yeah, it's tough, man. I don't know. I don't know if this is gonna work out. I don't think we've ever seen a team invest this much in just 3 players. So only time will tell. There's no precedent, right? There's nothing we can go back to say, hey, this worked out when X, and X was together, right?
Mm-hmm.
We're gonna have to see that they're gonna have to get creative, right? They're gonna have to draft extremely well.
Yes.
That I do know.
Yes.
They're gonna have to draft. When you have this much invested in 3 players, that means you're gonna have to draft well for several years to make sure that you have that talent, because you're not gonna be able to go on the open market and sign like they did Trey Henderson. They couldn't go out there and get a player like him
Mm-hmm.
because they don't have the funds to do that, because they invested a lot of it in 3 guys.
Mm-hmm.
So it's a calculated risk. We'll see if it works out. I think it can. It can work out, but you cannot miss on any draft picks.
Absolutely not.
The picks that you get from rounds 1 through 4 need to be contributors, bro.
Yes.
Like straight up, like day 1 contributors.
And I have to go back and look at their history of drafting to see how well they do. But I think all eyes are on Duke Tobin, who is the GM for the Cincinnati Bengals, because he has to draft well. If he doesn't, then we'll see if he keeps his job, because that's very interesting that 44% of your cap space is in Joe Burrow, T. Higgins, and Jamar Chase. So it will be very interesting to see. One thing I want to say, quick heads up, we have around 52 people in the live right now. Make sure y'all like, comment, subscribe to the Pregame Podcast. Always pull up on us and hit that bell notification so you never miss when we go live. We have a starting lineup tonight of top 5 90 shows. And Shad said that he got the best top 5. He was ready for it last week. So we're going to get into that in just a little bit. But I'm letting y'all know now that the starting lineup is something we do here. Top 5 of your 90 shows. Not of all time, like what you think Cosmopolitan or any of these other magazines say. It's your top 5, your 90. And I know some people are a little young, you weren't born in the 90s, but you've probably seen some 90 shows. So make sure you get your top 5 90 shows of all time in your top 5. All right, so we'll get into that in just a minute. The next thing I want to talk about is there's been a lot of hoopla around Robbie Anderson, right? So Robbie Anderson came out of nowhere. He was quiet for a very long time, but he came out of nowhere and was talking about he would love to come back to the Panthers, right? I also saw that Sheena interviewed him. It seems like it was recent, but she interviewed him, and he was talking about how he did not want to mess up his legacy of a Panther by the way that he departed the team, right? Everyone remembers him getting into it with Steve Wilkes over either a call, a play, whatever it may have been. We weren't in the locker room, but the very next week he was traded to the Arizona Cardinals. My question is, I'm not going to ask you whether he should be a Panther or not. We don't even go down that path. My question for you, Shad, is, does he get the credit he deserves from his years at Carolina, in your opinion?
Oh, absolutely not. I think Robbie, people forget, man, and this is people that know and been watching P&P for a while.
Mm-hmm.
I'm a big Teddy fan. When Teddy was here, Robbie was cooking. He had a 1,000-yard season. That's the first time we had a 1,000-yard receiver in forever, right?
Yeah.
So I don't think he gets a lot of credit for his time here. And I think he, like many Panther fans, was just frustrated as hell. Like, we were all frustrated. You know what I mean? So I never want to blame a player for wearing their emotions on their sleeves. He wasn't playing, listen, I like Robbie. I always joked about he had shooters on the show. I like Robbie a lot. I like them
That's
a lot, bro.
shooters.
Yeah, he had shooters, man. Robbie had to, he from
Hey,
Miami, so he got the
he
shooters with him.
he might.
So
For real,
yeah,
for real.
yeah. So, but I like Robbie, bro. Robbie's he's a cool dude. I don't necessarily like he trying to get his old thing back, trying to come around. Like maybe he is kind of on his last hurrah, and he's kind of trying to get that old thing back, and it looks a little desperate to me.
Yes. Yeah,
Robbie,
like,
if you
let's
listening, man,
call
my
it a buck.
bad.
Call it a buck.
I'm keeping it. I'm
Keep
keeping
it a
it
buck.
100. It looks a little desperate to you calling the Panthers of all teams the Panthers because we hurting in the wide
Yes.
receiver area.
Yes.
So bro, I don't know, man. Shout out to Sheena too. She got the interview with him I believe at the Super Bowl, and that's kind of where that clip came from. Him talking about talking about his time with the Panthers, but. Yeah, man. Salute to Robbie, man. That's all I got. Salute
Hey,
to Robbie.
man. So look, I'll say this. He does not get, I agree with you. He does not get the credit he deserves for what he did, right? This is the only time I'll say Matt Rule did something well with getting him paid. Because he was at one point on the team, he was playing like our wide receiver one because he had 1,000 yards. He was cooking, right? I smelled the desperation as well. And I think he wants to play. I don't think that a lot of other places that he has gone has given him the opportunity to play and to show what he's capable of. I still think that he does have some really solid speed. And I think that he saw, like you said, our situation, the fact that we do not have someone who could take the top off and someone who could be that speed person. And just try to reach out and say, hey, I'm here. But like I said earlier, you got to know when to hold him and know when to fold him, bro. I think we appreciate your time. We appreciate your service. But I'm good. I'm good off of that right there. But shout out to Robbie, man. I think it was dope to see him just kind of open up and talk about, like, you could tell he really pays attention. Either he pays attention or he did his research on the team. But he talked about like Bryce and Chuba and what they've been doing and the acquisitions that we got in terms of like Morig and Rico and all of them.
What else he got to do, bro? I'm just asking. I'm being honest. I'm just asking.
Fired.
Salute to Robbie, man.
Salute to Robbie, man. Shout out to Preston in chat. I appreciate he said digging the logo. Appreciate you, my guy. We had to do a little upgrade. All right, so let's get into this starting lineup, man. So let's get right. So you got yours?
Yeah, I'm ready.
All right, man. Let's get into it, man. So top 5 90s shows of all time. Now here's the thing. This was tough. I got a lot of honorable mentions, bro.
Ooh, me too.
I got a lot of honorable mentions. You wanna highlight at least one or two of your honorable mentions, or you feel like you good? You don't want to?
No. I mean, I could highlight a couple of them, man. Full House was on my honorable mention. Yeah, I got a bunch of them, man. It's a lot. It's a lot that could have been on that list.
It is tough, man. And I did mine a little different because I know if y'all haven't seen us do a starting lineup before, definitely go look at our old episodes. We always are doing a starting lineup. But one of the lineups that we did was top 5, I think it was black sitcoms or sitcoms, something like that. So I tried to stay away from the situational comedies as much as possible. I got one on there because you just can't deny one of them. So I tried to go I did a little different, you know what I'm saying? And it's going to be very interesting because I'm just going to keep it a buck. We were at different places in the 90s, right? So nice. I went with like what was interesting to me at that time.
It's your 5.
You know what I'm saying? It's my 5.
Your 5 gonna be different from my 5.
You know what I'm saying? But at the same time, everybody gonna judge. Oh, I'm gonna stand on business, bro.
Stand on it.
I'm 10 toes. You know what I'm saying? But I was calling it out. So for everybody who is new here, the way that we do it is we go from 5 to 1. All right. And so we're going to start with 5. We want to engage with you all. Right. So I'm going to be throwing up y'all's pieces as well. I mean, your top 5 as well. And then, me and Shaq can tell you whether you invited to the pregame or whether you got to sit in the car and wait for us to go to the next spot. You know what I'm saying? So here we go. Top 5 90 shows. Shaq, what you got? Number 5.
Number 5 for me is Family Matters, man. You got to go Steve, Laura, Carl, the whole family, bro. I had to go Family Matters. TGIF back in the day, bro. That's when we was inside. Yeah, that's when it was cool to be inside. Everybody want to be outside now, but TGIF back in the day, bro,
You
the
want to be
lineup
inside.
was bro, you had to be inside. Sleepovers, you had people come to the crib and just rock out with TGIF. So a couple of mine are going to be TGIF shows, but TGIF was elite. If you know, you know. Shout out to Channel 1 too, because if you know, you know. You was probably
You had to call that out again.
If you knew about Channel 1, you was definitely rocking with TGIF. So man, shout out to Family Matters. That's my number 5 show.
Okay, all right. I'm not mad at that. So like I said,
You can't be mad. You cannot be mad at that.
You can't be mad at Family Matters. Family Matters is a good show. You know what? Another top 5 would be top 5 TV show dads. Maybe we do that for Father's Day. Maybe we do that Father's Day one.
Okay.
Top 5 TV show dads. That'd be a good one.
That'd be a tough one.
That'd be a tough one. Yeah. That might be a good one. I might write that one down. I might clip it. All right. So for me, my number 5 is All That. All That was so fire. All That was so fire for me. It was basically the kids' version of Saturday Night Live. You know what I'm saying? Or Mad, if y'all remember Mad. All That was so gas. Like, there are so many different things that were in that show that are still funny to this day. Sayings, all those different things. That's where Kenan and Kel, which is an honorable mention for me. Kenan and Kel, they got their fame from there. Like, it was so many people that came through that show that are now like, or not now, but they have gone on to do bigger and better things. All That for me was fire. TLC on the theme song, gas. Everybody still to this day does sings the theme song. And when I was in school, we did a stroll competition and we had the 90s was our theme, and I did a whole stroll to 90s theme songs. And when All That dropped, the crowd went crazy. So shout out to All That. That's my number 5. Make sure y'all drop y'all's 5 in there. Number 5 for somebody was Moesha.
Okay. I respect that.
I'm not mad at Moesha. Okay, Daniel. Okay, we locked in on All That. All right, this is another one. This is another honorable mention. King of Queens was I used to watch that all the time.
My wife loves King of Queens, man. So I'm a little bit of a hater there, but she loves that. She loves that joint.
Dog, fire. King of Queens was great. All right, number 4. What you got?
Number 4, so you went with theme songs. I mean, you cannot have anything without this theme song. You got to go Fresh Prince, bro. Fresh Prince, number 4 for me. Yeah, Fresh Prince, number 4. I don't even got to say nothing. If you know, you know. Bro, a lot of great episodes. I saw them on TikTok recently with Ashley and Will doing the TikTok. So salute, man. So yeah. So that's out there. So yeah, man. Again, a lot of good people coming from that as well. Jazzy Jeff, everybody, Carlton, the dance. It's elite, man. Fresh Prince, number 4 on my list.
I love it, bro. Do you have a favorite episode?
Man,
or a memorable moment, like one thing you always laugh about.
The memorable. I don't know about laugh, but the memorable moment, man, when Will looking around, ain't nobody there, bro. Like, he's by himself. That's a
meme,
crazy
yeah,
moment.
absolutely.
Yeah, it's a crazy moment. But it's so many good ones, man. So many good moments from that joint. A lot of good ones. A lot of good moments.
I completely agree with you, man. But Fresh Prince did not make my top 5 because
how?
Let me explain. I said I was staying away. No, you're good. But I'm trying to stay away from the sitcoms. So that's the only reason.
That's all I got, bro.
I feel you. I was trying to be different.
I'm glad you went opposite.
Yeah, I was trying to be different, bro. You know what I'm saying? It's all entertainment. For me, and anybody in here that knows this show, you know this thing was gas, and you thought you went outside and you tried to act like them. And that's the Mighty Morphin Power Rangers, bro.
Bro, okay, I got you. I was going to add that to my list, but I couldn't fit it in. That's another honorable mention for me. Pause.
Mighty Morphin Power Rangers. Ain't nobody touching the Green Ranger. You know what I'm saying? Green Ranger. Shout out to Tommy. You feel me? Tommy was
and the
Tommy
white
was cold.
And the white, bro.
And the white Ranger.
Tiger, bro. I had all the toys. Bro.
I had the sword. Bro, come on.
The flute? Yeah, the flute?
Yes, I had the sword. Bro, what? You couldn't tell me nothing that summer, bro. I was over here acting out everything, man. You couldn't, man. Yeah.
Salute.
It was fine. When you look at it now, if you go back and look at it, because it was on Netflix for a little bit, like the old school first Mighty Morphin Power Rangers. Bro, I'll be looking like, dang, how do we at first when I first started watching, I was like, yo, how do we watch this when I was younger? And then it started getting good. I was like, yo, this this is actually not bad. Like it was, bro, Mighty Morphin Power Rangers for me, number 4, for sure.
Fact. Good choice. Good choice.
Let me see. Crash Box. I wasn't a Crash Box person.
Oh, yeah, I don't know
I
about
wasn't
that. I don't know about
Living
Crash Box.
Single.
I'm with you on that.
I'm with Living Single. Jamie Foxx Show.
Okay.
Okay,
Yeah,
I like it. I like it.
Okay.
Oh, this is another Breakout Lucille, Fresh Prince. Yes, that I remember that one.
Okay.
The pool table one.
Yeah. Yep.
Oh, somebody said they love Power Rangers. Absolutely.
Power Rangers is
Everyday
dope.
Gaming
I
said
ain't
that the
gonna
best
lie.
animated show was the Batman, hands down. Nothing touching that. I disagree. I think the Batman was good, but I disagree, bro. And I'll get into, my favorite animated show back then. All right, number 3. What you got?
Number 3, we going animated. I got to go Simpsons. Simpsons had to make my list.
Ooh,
It had to make my list, man. So Bart, come on, man.
Yeah.
Come on, man. It's
Yes.
a classic, a cult classic. Got so many things right. You go back,
Bruh,
how to
scary.
how
That's
to predict
scary.
in the future, bro. Yeah, so many
Scary.
things was right. Great moments in the Simpsons. I don't have any particular episodes, but the Simpsons was awesome. Also, I believe that was in the TGIF lineup as well. So, bro, I mean, if you know, Simpsons number 3 on my list. It's a great show. The reruns are great. The newer episodes, I
don't
really
hit the same.
I fell off a little. No, it don't hit quite the same.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going old school Simpsons. But that's number 3 on my list.
Okay. All right. Number 3 for me, this show took over my school life for a little bit, so much so that I had the binder, I had the cards, I had all that. That's
Oh.
Pokemon.
Pokemon, okay.
Pokemon, bro. Pokemon for me was definitely a top 5 90s show. I had all the cards. I had to get the holographics, so much so that I had my parents going to Heroes Aren't Hard to Find to go get the cards. All that, like, bro, I was deep in the dog.
Do you still have the cards?
I do.
Probably worth something. You might got a little gold mine.
I might. I'm gonna wait a little bit more, but who knows, bro? But I got all the holographics, all that, bro. Like I got them all.
Bro, it's funny you mentioned cards. I used to be a huge card collector back in the day, man. I got some like Michael Jordan rookie cards, Kobe
Ooh.
cards. Yeah, I got all them joints. I'm looking at them right over here.
Yeah,
They
you
in,
might
like all
look
in the crispy binders and all the corners, all the
Uh-huh.
edges are nice. You know what I mean? So yeah. So
you
like
got,
I
you
don't know.
got
I
them
gotta
in
go check
slots,
them.
in little slots.
I got them in the slot. I used to have the
Yes.
binder, everything. Man. I used to
Yeah.
collect heavy back in the day. It's funny you mentioned the cards.
Yeah, bro. I was heavy in it, bro. And I didn't really do a lot of trading unless I think that's where my negotiation skills came from, bro. Trading cards on the playground, bro.
You gotta start somewhere. You
know
gotta
what I'm
start
saying?
somewhere.
I see you
Yeah,
got that. I see you got that
did you-
holographic Charizard. Let me get that for this.
Have you ever been finessed, or have you finessed somebody? I mean, did you get somebody good?
I wouldn't look. It's gonna sound crazy. I never was finessed, but I definitely finessed somebody for sure.
Man,
For sure.
what was your biggest finesse?
Oh, my biggest finesse.
If you can remember.
I remember I really wanted a holographic Mewtwo. A holographic Mewtwo, bro. And because I had the Mew, I need the Mewtwo. A Mewtwo at that particular time was difficult, right? So what I did the way I finessed was I gave away a card I already had, but made it seem like it was my only card.
Man,
and it was like, yo, this is my only card, but I give you an extra one. I give you an extra little card, and then I had a double of that one too. And boop, Mewtwo. And he can't try to come back and be like, oh, what you? Nah, bro. Like, we're good.
Now.
We're good.
Can't Indian give, bro.
I'm not bringing it back to school.
Can't say that. Can't say Indian give.
Yeah.
I ain't trying to get us canceled.
Hey, no, we ain't getting canceled, bro. We don't know what you said, bro. We don't know what you said. All right, so yeah, Pokemon for me, dog. So, all right, here we go. Top 2. What you got? Number 2.
All right. Yeah, number 2. I mean, easily this. I mean, I don't know if this is not on your list and you crazy. Martin is number 2 for me. Martin, Dragonfly Jones. Come on, man. Roscoe.
Come on.
Otis. Come on, man.
I watched that to
Mama
this day.
Payne.
Come on.
I said Jerome in the come on, bro.
Them my mom
come
biscuits.
on, man. Shanae, like, come on, classic. Martin is a genius, bro. And the reruns come on to this day. You know, if they still running, then your show was crazy. So Martin is definitely number 2 on my list. I've seen them all. Seen all of the episodes probably 3 or 4 times. So Martin is number 2 on my list.
That's funny. Martin is number 1 on my list.
Wow. Okay.
I watched.
I think you're gonna be surprised with my number 1.
I'm surprised. I thought it was gonna be Martin. Martin's number 1 on my list. absolutely loved Martin. I'll get into a little. Well, I can talk about it now since you said it. I watch that to this day. Like if I need something funny or some background noise, and I've seen all the episodes, like Martin is hands down absolutely hilarious. Martin was always fresh. He had the cleanest J's. All the bruh. It was so many good things about that show, and he was way before his time. I loved it. My number two, and to me, I think Everyday Gaming talked about the best animated show. This was the best animated show for me, and that's X-Men. X-Men, bro, X-Men was the show for me. I'm a Marvel head. I love everything about Marvel, and X-Men was so fire. So fire. My favorite X-Men, Wolverine of all time. That's my dog. They don't give Wolverine his due in a lot of those old Sony movies. But if you remember X-Men back in the day, Wolverine was that dude. He could not be touched.
Yeah.
It was so many times where it was a whole bunch of different Sentinels in there, and everybody didn't know how to get in there. Send Wolverine, and so Wolverine knock them all out, and then everybody walked through the door. Like he was cold. So don't get me started. I get fired up about that. But X-Men.
Yeah, you did. I could tell you brought a Sentinels, but you was locked in.
Bro, come on, man. We locked in, man.
Locked in. You locked in.
All right.
You locked in.
Number one, bro.
Number one for me, and this is and I know it's probably not number one on other people's lists, but it's gotta be number one on your list because of kind of what you said earlier about what spawned from this show, bro.
Mm-hmm.
The amount of shows and the amount of folks that came from this particular sitcom or show,
I know you. Okay,
it's elite. It's elite. If I can't even name them all, but In Living Color is the greatest show of all time. I'm talking about Homie the Clown.
Yes.
Fire Marshal Bill, bro.
Come on.
Men on Film.
Oh,
come on. Men on Film is crazy,
hated it,
bro. Hated it, bro. What? Come on, man. Come on, bro.
Bruh.
Like it's Benita. Come on, man.
Wanda, Jamie Foxx, Wanda,
Jamie Foxx. Yeah, all of them, bro. Bro, it's the greatest. When you said it, when you brought this up, I started going back and watching them joints, and I'm just still to this day, bro. I'm dying, and I'm just watching these joints, dying on how funny it is, bro. It's just a great show, man. Like all the people that spawn from it, like you just said. You got Jamie Foxx.
Yeah.
You got Jim Carrey.
Yes.
I mean, the whole Wayans family, the whole Wayans brothers.
Yes.
Bro, the whole Wayans family. Even Chris Rock was on that joint.
Yeah.
Jennifer Lopez, bro. Yeah. Like just great cult classic, bro. I love that show. Huge fan. In Living Color. If you haven't, going back and watch YouTube, got a whole bunch of clips.
Mm-hmm.
Go back and watch them, bro. It's fantastic.
It's hilarious.
Color, greatest show of all time, bro.
I love it. It's not on my top 5. I forgot about it. That's the sad part. But in Living
Tommy
Color,
Davidson, bro, man.
Everybody in there, it was hilarious. It's absolutely hilarious. I wish that they would do like a reunion show, at least one reunion show or something, bro, because it's absolutely hilarious. See, I wasn't a huge SpongeBob fan. fan, but SpongeBob is definitely I know a lot of the songs, all those different things. Not a huge SpongeBob fan, but this was dope. I see a lot of people saying, Everyday Gaming saying X-Men ain't touching Batman. I don't know, bro. I don't know. Another one, did you watch Gargoyles?
I watched a little bit of Gargoyles. Yeah, I did watch that joint.
That was
I can't remember it like that, but I definitely watched for sure.
That was sure. I remember a few. I remember Goliath. Goliath was one. He was fire, but I don't remember a lot of it, but I do remember watching it. All right,
yeah,
so
Pokemon is crazy. I used to watch Pokemon. That was a good one. I used to watch that joint.
That was my jam, bro. That was my jam. I hope y'all enjoyed it. Y'all always bro. I always say it. I say this all the time. Drop it in the comments whatever y'all want us to do next in terms of the starting lineup. One thing I'm thinking about doing is either creating a Reddit or a Discord or something so that people can chat with us and throw different ideas in. So make sure y'all let us know what starting lineup or what topics y'all want us to talk about as we go through each episode. All right, so let's get into.
Hold on, before you go, one more honorable mention, man. Absolutely. Boy Meets World. Shout to Topanga. I had to throw that out there. I had to for
if
the
you
culture.
Know, you know.
If you know, you know, bro. Shout to Topanga, man, for real.
Hey, man, look, Boy Meets World wasn't a bad show, bro. It was not a bad show.
Yo. It was not bad.
I forgot about that one, bro. I forgot. It's so many good 90s shows, man.
So many.
We literally could have went top 10, honestly. Easily.
Could have went top 10 easily, bro.
Easily went top 10. I love it. So I gotta figure out. Look, we'll figure out maybe towards the end. Y'all drop your ideas in the chat. We will set what the next starting lineup will be next week. So y'all help us out. If you have an idea, throw them in the chat. I'll look to see. Oh, somebody already put something in there. Top 5 wrestlers.
Okay, yeah, I'm with that. We gotta do that when our Vashti out because she don't rock with the wrestling
So Vashti won't be here next week. Top 5 wrestlers would be fire. If Rob,
Yeah.
I know Rob Brown would be good for this one too.
I could get him.
If he's available, that'd be fun. Top 5 wrestlers.
Yeah,
That may be a good one.
I ask him. I'm going on the show tomorrow, so I ask him.
All right, bet. All right, so let's get into the one piece that basically the main course. Let me pull up that. Boom. All right, so I named this particular podcast "Get Your Own," right? And the reason I named it "Get Your Own" is because it went viral. But Duke Tobin, who is the Cincinnati, we talked about him a little earlier, but he talked about somebody asked him at the combine around like, hey, a lot of people want your wide receivers, right? And you're talking about T. Higgins and whether you trade him. And he basically said at this point in time, get your own wide receivers. He's ours. And it made me think about, the difference in how popular it is to trade for wide receiver one versus drafting for wide receiver one. And if you look at the history, it's been a lot of teams who have drafted homegrown talent and they're their wide receiver ones, right? You think about, like, I'm just throwing out an example, the Washington Commanders with Terry McLaurin, right? He's been there the entire time. He is homegrown. He is their wide receiver one. But then you think about people who have who have traded for the wide receiver one. We saw DK Metcalf go to the Pittsburgh Steelers recently, right? We saw AJ Brown get drafted to the Eagles to be the wide receiver one. And it's very curious. And I think there's benefits of both, right? There's benefits of drafting a wide receiver and there's benefits of trading for a wide receiver, right? And in my opinion, I think it all depends on where your team is and in terms of like your Super Bowl window. So what I want to talk about for a little bit is, where do you think the Panthers are, because we are both Panthers fans, in terms of the idea around trading and drafting? Because there's been rumors around, yes, they're all in on DK Metcalf, or yes, they're all in on T. Higgins trying to trade him. But then there's been other reports saying, hey, they weren't as close as people say they are. What are your thoughts on drafting homegrown talent and finding, the Matthew Golden or the T Mac or the
Jalen
Royals
guy.
or Luther Burden, right? Matthew Golden's mine. We'll get into that a little bit later. But what do you think? Do you think that the Panthers should be looking to trade for one, or do you think they should just draft their own and get some homegrown talent?
Yeah, I think there's only one way to do this, and yes, you can go out there and trade for one, but I think that's not ideal given the Panthers situation, right? We don't have the most cap space because what happens when wide receivers become available, they become available at the end of their contract, right?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah, he's available now. So not only do you have to trade for said player, you have to pay said player, i.e. DK Metcalf. So I'm giving up draft resources and I'm giving up financial resources to get a guy.
Yeah.
Is that the best scenario? It could be, depending on your quarterback situation. Are you paying a rookie quarterback? In a few years, we will be paying Bryce Young. So it's not the best situation for the Carolina Panthers to go out and trade for or obtain a wide receiver via free agency or whatever. That's just not ideal. The best situation is to go out there and draft your wide receiver. Look at the best receiver in Panthers history drafted.
Yep.
Doesn't matter what round. You don't have to get him in the first round. Now, I like Tet. I like even Golden. Who are you talking about? I like those guys. So I'm okay with drafting a guy in the first, because you need to get a guy. You have to get Bryce Young, an elite, not just a good. You need to get him an elite weapon, somebody that someone has to account for week in and week out. And people know how I feel about Jalen Coker. I like Coker a lot. I think XL. I'm not giving up on XL. I think he's got wide receiver 2 potential. Yeah, I don't think he's going to ever develop into a true 1. I could be wrong on that.
I would love to be wrong.
But I would love to be wrong about that. But I need somebody that's elite into the Panthers wide receiver room.
Yes.
And it doesn't matter when you get him. And it's about developing the guy, right? Let's get a guy that we can develop that's going to come in and be great. And I think we got the coach to do that in Canales. Canales, got a history of getting the guys and developing them. So maybe Coker develops into a 1. That would be dope too. We don't know. We don't know how Canales feels about him. So maybe that's the reason why we haven't gone out there. And we kick the tires on some guys, DK and T
Brandon,
potentially.
you
I don't know. Yeah, all those. We probably kick the tires on all those guys, but we don't know how they feel about our current group. But all that said, the best way to get your wide receiver is to draft that person, because they don't become available very often.
Yes.
Right? You don't see top end wide receiver talent become available, and when they do, boy, do you have to give up an arm and leg to get them.
Absolutely. I would say, and please, if you disagree with this, let me know. But I feel like in terms of wide receivers, I feel like it's probably one of the most volatile positions because you see so many different wide receivers come and go. Sometimes you could be high like a Robbie Anderson and you got 1,000 yards, and the next time, you are barely making the team, right? And I think it really speaks to the scheme fit, and if coaches change where they see you on the team, and I think it's very difficult to find a true wide receiver 1 these days in the draft, unless you are drafting in the top 10, 15, right? That's just my opinion. Now, granted, we have seen a lot of other people who have been drafted in the 2nd and 3rd round who work their tails off and are put in the right position in the right team become wide receiver 1s, right? There's plenty. Steve Smith, for example, right? He was not drafted in the 1st round and he became wide receiver 1 for our team. So I'm not saying that it's not possible, but what I'm saying is picking receivers high sometimes is very dangerous because you don't know what they're going to be unless you got a Malik Neighbors or a Brian Thomas that that flat out they are cold. With that being said, trading for a wide receiver or trying to get them in free agency can be very, very difficult because they are looking for a Super Bowl team, right? Especially if they're coming from a team who is not good, they're looking to win, right? And I'm not sure if you saw that article or something that Greg Rosenthal, who I think he's an agent, came out and said when he was talking about Azeez Ojulari going to the Eagles. But he basically said, Azeez, do you want to go play for a NFC South team? They did not say who it was, but I feel as though it's the Panthers. They said, do you want to go to an NFC South team and play on Sundays at 1 p.m. with no primetime games and you're barely winning games? Or do you want to go on a 1-year deal to a team that's going to be playing primetime games on the 4 o'clock time, and your 7 sacks that you got last year if you got 7 sacks again on the Eagles, your film is seen because everybody's watching that primetime game. And when you think about that with free agents, if that's how their agents are talking about the NFC South, whether it's the Panthers, whether it's the Falcons or whatever, it's going to be very difficult for people to come here unless you're going to pay the Panthers tariff or the Panthers tax, whatever you want to call it.
The tariff, yep.
So at this point in time, I feel as though drafting a wide receiver helps with cost control, with your cap space. You can develop, like, they're on that rookie contract, on an affordable contract, so it allows the team to allocate resources to other positions, right? The other thing is you draft them based on their fit. Where do they fit our team, right? So whether that's a T-Mac who everybody, so he's, I don't know why he's such a up and down. I like T-Mac a lot. And I think he's really good. I think he's going to be really good. However, I don't know. We don't know where Canales and Dan Morgan see him fitting or whether he does fit. We don't know what the wide receiver 1 is. The other piece is team chemistry, right? Sometimes when these wide receiver 1s are available via trade, not saying all of them, but some of them may have character concerns or may have been a cancer in the locker room, right? I.e. Deontay Johnson, right? And yes, he came in to be a wide receiver 1, but he did not fit the team and the culture and what they're trying to build. So you have to be very mindful of that, because I feel as though Canales and team are very, very big on culture and making sure that you fit from a cultural standpoint. They want good humans. I think that's what they really depend on. I don't think like everybody's saying, hey, I want my wide receiver to be a diva and all that. I don't think that Canales and Dan Morgan want that diva-ish type of wide receiver. I think they want somebody who could be a good team player and I don't know. It's just that's just my opinion and how I look at it. because of the whole Deontay Johnson situation. I think that's just what we've seen.
I think you're willing to deal with certain things if they're producing, right? If they're out
Good
there
point.
like
Very good
really
point.
knocking it out the park,
Good
like
point.
you're gonna be willing to deal with some things. But if you out there being mid, we're not gonna deal with that. I mean, we're gonna go find something else. So I agree with your point. I just hope that we can find one in the draft. And again, I think it's gonna be between round 2 and 3 where we get one. I think the need for edge rushers so bad and safety
Yeah.
is so bad that we're gonna end up having to address those first. And I think there's going to be a wide receiver that falls to us. I don't think the run on wide receivers, matter of fact, I don't think there's going to be a wide receiver taken until about 15, 16.
Ooh.
Yeah, I think they're both going to fall. The Golden,
Interesting.
I
And
think there's going to
T
be
Mac.
T Mac. I think they're both going to fall. I think everybody's low on this class. So I think this draft class, it plays right into the Panthers' hands, right? I think it does. You don't get a better draft class than this. You got great edge depth. You got good cornerback and DB depth.
Safety.
The wide receivers are good. I think I don't want to say that they're bad. There's certain fits for certain teams. And some guys may see the class a little bit better than others, or some teams may see it a little bit better because that's what they might be looking for, right?
Yeah.
I'm high on Jalen Royals. I like what Royals brings to the table,
Yeah.
but he might not be a fit for every team.
Right.
You know what I mean? He might. I think he fits what Carolina needs.
Mm-hmm.
I think he's exactly what Carolina needs. I hope we can get him.
Yeah.
But I don't know if that's going to happen. But I'm a Royals guy, bro. I'm all in on Jalen
I like
Royals.
Royals.
I've been watching him. I've been watching the film. I'm really excited about Royals. I think he could bring a lot. He is exactly what Carolina needs.
He's solid, man. I like Jalen Noel as well. I think it's one of my other ones.
And Higgins.
And Higgins. I mean, it's a lot of players. I think, a lot of people are saying, like, can these people be wide receiver ones? But then it goes back to what a lot of people say about Bryce Young and how he distributes the ball. Like, do you need a wide receiver one because he distributes balls? Yes, you do.
Yes, you do.
Because you need it for the defense, for people to know and have fear and account for them to be able to take the top off or to shift your defense over to double team that particular wide receiver. Yes, you need someone who can be reliable and that's someone that the defense fears. So yes, you do. So stop saying that Bryce does not need one. Stop it. Now
that thought process right there is what got us in the crap bag we are with our wide receivers.
Absolutely. That's why they let go to DJ Moore.
Yep.
To trade up when they shouldn't have done that.
That was Tepper. Tepper said we want Bryce Young to be the point guard of the offense. That's what he said. He's so good, he's going to distribute
with routes.
That thought process, that thought process was what got us in the hole we're in right now. While we're scrambling, we had to go fix the offensive line. We had to go fix all these things. That is the thought process that got us in this hole. So we need a wide receiver one. We have not had one since Steve Smith Sr. I salute to DJ Moore. Yeah. But I don't think he was that dude that we. Again, I think sometimes we get in the habit of overvaluing our guys. I like DJ.
What are you about to say?
I like DJ.
Okay.
I salute to DJ. But I just don't think he was that true number one that everybody is begging. He's not a Steve Smith Sr., bro.
No.
He just wasn't.
No, I don't think so. I think like he was very, very good. I think he had potential to be there to do that. And I think we'll see. I think this year with Ben Johnson over there and all that, I'm curious to see how that's going to play. Because at first it seemed like he wanted out. It don't look like him and Caleb Williams get along that well.
That's what he get for getting out of Carolina. I know even though
it wasn't his fault though. It wasn't his fault.
I don't care. He's still out.
Oh, I forgot how you get down.
Yeah, I don't care how he got up out of here. It's his fault. It's his fault. I'm joking. By the way. Salute to DJ, man.
Before we close, bro, salute to DJ. Before we close, is there any of these? We talked about the trading and the drafting piece, and then we both agree that drafting wide receiver is the way to go. Get your own, set you on a cheap deal. You can develop them. I believe in this coaching staff in terms of their development. I do think that homegrown is always better. However, there are a few wide receivers out here on the market, i.e. Stephon Diggs, Amari Cooper, all of that. Would you, if you were GM, would you go pick up one of them? Somebody who has been a wide receiver one, who is a solid route runner, reliable hands, somebody that could be good in the locker room for Bryce. Would you do that?
No. I'm not trying to turn my wide receiver room into the AARP club. right? Stephon Diggs and Amari Cooper are both old head. I mean, over 30. Once you get over 30, you
Unfortunately.
yeah, you unk. This is what it is. Welcome to the unk club. I've been an unk for a while. Yeah, I mean, it's okay to be an unk, but I want my wide receiver room full of young bulls. Yeah, I mean, like Coker, like XL. I think XL still got a lot of potential.
Oh yeah. I think he's gonna cook.
Need more. We need more guys, especially, and the way the roster is built, and it's not just about just having young guys for the sake of having young guys. Think about how the roster is built. Look at all that massive investment we just made into the defense.
Mm-hmm.
You got to balance that out somehow, right? So wide receivers probably what you just saw. Daggone Jamar Chase sign the highest contract for a non-quarterback, right? The wide receiver bag is crazy.
Mm-hmm.
So you can't. It's best to get these guys, just like a quarterback. It's best to have these guys on rookie deals. So if you can land a young, solid rookie in the draft, that needs to be the route. Now, if you swing and you miss, and you don't get one, I might be okay with it. But we need to try our damnedest to get a young bull before we think about calling. The only one I make an exception for. This is the only one I make an exception for, and I know it's just a little homerism. It's probably gonna be Keenan Allen. He's the only one.
Yeah. I would say, I see why you said that too.
Yep.
I would say,
if you know, you know.
If you know, you know. What I would say is, here's my strategy. I would only dip in that free agent pool after the draft, depending on how the draft goes, right?
Yeah.
If they're still out there, because I think some of them are probably going to wait till after the draft to get picked up, depending on how the draft goes.
You know why that is too?
Talk to me.
It's because they're in the AARP club. They're trying to get all their vacation. They ain't trying. They're not trying to go through.
They're not doing a training camp, all that.
They're not trying. AARP club. That's not in their contract. They're gonna skip all that. They'll get picked up at some point in training camp, and to get a little. They got a little rust on their knees. You know what I mean? They ain't trying to do all that.
I love Keenan Allen. I love his game. I don't know if I'll pick Keenan Allen. My person after draft and everything is Amari Cooper. I think Cooper is a great
baller.
Yeah, he's a baller. I think he was hurt last year with his wrist, all those different things. I think he still has it. But I have a feeling that Panthers, well, I just have a feeling. I hope that the Panthers have a plan, because they did not go and try to get any of these free agent wide receivers, whether they tried for a trade or whatnot. They have to have a plan in place to go pick up some of these young guns in the draft. They have to.
Bro, I think that the Panthers definitely know what they're doing. I think they have a plan. They're going to get a wide. Like everything that we've said, they've done, right? They might not have done it in the manner in which we asked them to do it, but they got it done. Like addressing the defensive line, they got linebacker, they got a top end safety. They still need to add another safety, and they're going to do all that. I think the Panthers are now making common sense moves. So
yes,
I think they'll get it done.
Absolutely. Yo, this was good. This was fun. We had a whole nother section to talk about in terms of pop culture. I'm going to save that for next week. But I'm going to give y'all a little taste of what we're going to talk about so y'all can come and be prepared, right? So we've talked about it last week, Shad and I, about Love is Blind, right? And we're like,
man, come on, man.
It was mid. It was mid this year, right? It was in Minnesota. I call it Minnesota. It was mid. Minnesota, bro. But I want to talk about the state of reality shows, right? Do reality shows really hit like they used to? That's going to be the question we got to answer, bro. And you got to remember, like, I'm talking about reality shows like back in the day, like Baldwin Hills, if you watch that. All the stuff on MTV, Real World, all, like reality shows, do they hit? And then also, do we all watch Love is Blind or Married at First Sight because of the fact that we want to see happy endings? Are we all here for the drama? Right? Do you want to see the drama? Is that what makes the show good? So we're going to talk about that next week too. Shot ready.
I know. I'm
Shot ready. And then the last question that we're going to ask next week is, and this is one's going to get spicy, and I'm going to have to ask this when Vashti gets back. Do you really believe that love is blind? That's what we're going to ask. That's the question. Do you believe that love is blind? Not talking about the show. I'm talking about you personally. Do you believe that love is blind? So we'll get into that. Starting lineup is going to be top 5 wrestlers next week. So make sure you got your wrestlers of all time. So we're not talking about top 5 recent. Top 5 of all time. There will be a lot of honorable mentions, but top 5 all time. And we could talk about like the ring performance, backstage in front of camera presence, all those different things. And I know Rob Brown is a
I might
huge
need to
fan.
bring some props. I might need
Hey,
to bring some props out.
I might bring props. I might bring out quotes, sayings. I might have some entrance music. All that. I'm thinking about all that,
we need
bro.
all that.
We need all
We
that.
need all that.
So yeah, that's what we're gonna talk about next week. So make sure y'all tell everybody to pull up. It's gonna be a lot of fun. We might have a special guest. We'll see. But look, Shy, you got anything to say before we bounce, bro?
Nah, man. We out of here. That's all I got.
Hey, we out of here, y'all. Make sure y'all continue to like, comment, subscribe. Pull up on us next week, 7:30, same place. You know how we do. Appreciate y'all. We out. Peace.